when you get the chance, maybe after this game.
I feel like Smile versus Solitude right there. Just the two opposites of AD carries there. Yellowbeard almost never smiles, whereas Turtle almost never has a non-expressive face.
And then the supports are actually reversed. Xpecial is serious mode almost all the time.
Yeah, but Crepo smiles.
And Crepo just makes amazing jokes like I do. Crepo probably has the best sense of humor in all of League of Legends, second to me.
Okay. I'll just let you have that one.
Shox gets third. Anyone who makes puns is an okay person in my book. Well, the bans come through. The Renekton removed away from Dyrus LeBlanc, making it 2 mid lane bans aimed at Pobelter. And it's going to be the Kha'Zix. Well, you said EG needs to adapt and evolve. There you go.
Nice one.
Thanks.
Yeah. This Kha'Zix can evolve. I wonder, though, if this... No, TSM had hovered over Lee Sin. They were just messing with this. They're still hovering over Lee Sin. They locked in Lee Sin.
Okay.
Now I'm surprised.
Yeah. Neither Dyrus nor Oddwin really a big Lee Sin player.
No.
They're bringing it out in their first game of Super Week.
First off, the champions that Dyrus plays are generally not mechanically complex champions.
Yeah.
Even though Dyrus has amazing lane control and game knowledge, he's never won for the really mechanically complex champions. Whereas Oddwin had never played Lee Sin really throughout his competitive career. But I would say, because of his recent infatuation with the Lease all the way back to 2013 season, his mechanics have improved substantially. And I guess this is a test to see whether they've reached the Lee Sin level to break it out in pro play. He is not the type of player you would expect to play Lee Sin.
Yeah.
But he has been working on mechanics for quite a long time now.
Well, it's going to be a bit of an odd pick for him, but I think he's the one to do it. Needley's going to come through for locked in by Snoopy, though we'll see if it's a Pobelter or an Inox champion. Most likely Inox, though, we'll see. And I got to say, to kind of piggyback your Lee Sin point, it is a steal. They counted on picking that in their first rotation to not let Inox play a champ he's been individually successful with.
There's always the outside chance we see the return of mid lane Lee Sin.
That's true.
Fairly unlikely.
But that would be a Bjergsen type champion.
That would be a Bjergsen type champion.
Flashy, mechanical, awesome.
Yeah. Still a lot of discussion here. It's always interesting playing against DG with their unconventional top lane champion pools. Are they, because they could still theoretically break out the Nidalee Gragas composition that they've had so much success with. So TSM has to be careful not to get surprised by that one. They got to make sure to bring enough hard initiation right now. Thresh and Lee Sin is a nice start.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, so Lucian comes through for Wild Turtle. Pantheon gets grabbed.
So, I mean, at this point, we're either seeing Dyrus play Lee Sin or Bjergsen play Lee Sin.
Mid-Pantheon.
Mid-Pantheon, that's going to be it.
So we actually did see Mid-Pantheon at the end of the summer split for NALCS. Dignitas, I believe, picked it up against, I want to say, CLG. And actually did quite well with it. Scara played that. We'll see if that actually rings true here. Evil Geniuses to make their last few choices. Crepo hovering right now on the Morgana. Not an unlikely choice for himself. Does get locked in. No, Yellowbeard has to pick for his last teammate here. Wait a while.
To be fair, Dyrus has 7 ranked games on Lee Sin this season on his main account, and recently has played it in his top 10. It was a victory.
All right.
Yeah.
One in solo queue. Confidence is here.
And he also does play on other accounts. He could be practicing a lot incognito, and we just wouldn't know about it.
True. It's going to be the last few seconds now for Evil Geniuses to grab Pobelter's champion. That's going to be Ahri here, blind picked for the mid lane. So Kha'Zix jungle, Nidalee top, Ahri mid, and the Morgana Caitlyn bottom lane here. EG have their combo.
What is TSM doing here?
Mid-Raka?
I mean, it would be mid-Raka, but it's just, it's so against the norm of what TSM normally plays. Soraka is a very straightforward champion, which would actually lend more towards Dyrus playing it in the top lane, and then you would actually see the mid lane Lee Sin.
I don't want to believe it. I think it'd be hilarious.
All right.
All right. Makes more sense. Syndra comes through. Bjergsen going to go for the Syndra pickup here in the mid lane, facing off against Ahri. That'll be an explosive matchup. Hard CC on both those guys. Tons of burst on both of them as well. That's going to be all kinds of interesting.
Geez, this TSM composition is not something you would expect to see just based on their solo laners. Mainly just the Lee Sin. Bjergsen got a pentakill with Syndra in the European LCS last year. Very proficient champion on him. It adds more to their initiation. The stun from her Scout of the Week and Orb combo is very long range. And could potentially break through the Black Shield if it's not ranked up on Crepo, the damage-wise.
Yeah.
Very important for that. So I like this TSM composition from an initiation standpoint. I just don't know if they're going to be comfortable on the champions.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you got to figure solo queue can only paint part of the story. You play it enough to know the champ, and then the rest of your practice comes out in scrims.
Yeah.
You can't always say solo queue is the way to win the champion.
It's true, and it's crazy with Dyrus too, because as great as he is, he takes a very long time to refine his champion pools. He's the type of guy who intentionally keeps his champion pool small so he can remain practiced on everything.
Yeah, and it works out for him. We'll see if he does it this time with Lee Sin. Now the game's about to get underway. Let's see who you guys are predicting to win. With 89% of the vote, TSM leads Evil Geniuses here in the online vote.
Yeah, and one other thing to add to this Dyrus Lee Sin conundrum is there was a best Lee Sin NA tournament a while back. Dyrus actually took 3rd in that.
See?
Yeah, Xmithy and Zion Spartan, I believe, were 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Best Riven where Mega Zero.
You're thinking of Best Riven.
I forgot Best Lee Sin.
3rd place.
Yeah.
By Dyrus, so maybe he is.
Well, I mean, Special should have been the guy.
Incognito. He's just never had to break it out because he's so reliable with everything else.
Yeah, you never saw it coming.
Yeah.
Dyrus is Lee Sin. He's here to stay. We'll see if they can make it happen here. He is going to be another player bringing out top Lee. I mean, his champion kind of showed up.
We've been seeing so much of
In
it.
the last couple of weeks, it's a big pick in NA right now. Well, Lee Sin versus Nidalee in the top lane. This will be a fun one to watch. Of course, Inox, if he's going to know a champion to face against, he just played a bunch of Lee Sin. He's got to know how to play against it. Doran's ring opener, so less auto attack focused for Inox up there. Doran's blade for Dyrus, not afraid of the poke whatsoever.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Pretty much mirrored openings.
Yeah, Dark Binding is a huge threat early on in the game from Morgana, but X Special can match that with a death sentence. Fog of War manipulation, incredibly important right now. TSM playing a bit more defensive, with X Special actually hoping to maybe bait someone into a brush if EG sees him out. But EG has more people here. Very interesting.
Hook versus Charm. And we're going to go for something here. Piercing Light or Deloon for Lucian. If he gets caught, he's got nowhere to go but Flash.
Yeah, should not have skilled up his Q right now, but Wild Turtle likes to live dangerously.
He does. He's wild. Coming out of his shell a bit in this one. Special waiting around. He's actually out of vision of the river brush there. He's just dancing back and forth watching for invades, but not getting spotted if the other team waits.
Wow, it actually looks like TSM might be going for delayed invade right through where the EG ward is. EG could potentially mind game TSM brilliantly here. Depending on really somewhat random timing here. If EG would invade before Odd One would check, versus if TSM walks past the ward before EG moves, because otherwise they could collapse on them once they make it to the blue buff. And
here comes the move.
Kills.
Tormented Soil comes down.
They showed.
Spotted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately. That's just unfortunate timing. So
and they know TSM's flank.
now they're getting collapsed on, but they see the flank coming. This could be a brawl at level 1.
Well, Javelin's on a Dyrus. The team winning around Crepa wards the flank. They're going to pull out towards the back. They see Special and Wild Turtle. Here comes the battle. Flash. 3-man play. Here comes Piercing Light. The engage comes in. The Q lands Dyrus. Nowhere to go. Has to flash away. The damage coming through. There's some more Dark Spears coming down. Javelin. Yellow P with the barrier is alive. Goes down. First blood. There's the flash in. Odd One grabs a second. 2 kills TSM.
Right away, TSM comes out on top level 1, which is remarkable because they didn't even start with the regular ward, but they still outplayed them. Not going for the hook, instead going for the flay. Starts this off right for TSM. All the orbs coming in just to get them low. And at this point, EG is in full retreat mode. Pantheon can crit his spears and his autos at this point, which is why the flash in at the end from Odd One finishes off that kill. And they're still able to get their own red.
You got red buff secured for TSM despite walking through wards the whole way. Just the fact that Bjergsen saw him on the side was enough to group the team in. Well, TSM managed to fix a lot of their level 1 problems early on.
Yeah. So that's a nice start if starting games had been a weakness for them. Reginald, obviously, with his retirement, has stepped back into a coaching role. I'm sure TSM spent a lot of time analyzing what to do in this level 1 game, rehashing how to play the 2v1 and 3v1 lanes. Because if we think back to the 2013 season, they were very good at the 3v1 tower dive game. Almost every game you would see tanky support, whether it was like Tarek or Leona at the time for X Special, and they would go and do those early dives. This may be bit off a bit more than you could chew here.
His smite is available, but he's got mana to do it. Probably gets the damage in. Level 3. He's all right. He's all right. Ran out of potions though. Used a bunch in the first engagement, then even more in the clear without much of a leash. Can be difficult. I understand it. Odd one actually, oddly enough, getting a slower jungle start here.
Yeah.
He's second to level 3 among the junglers.
Well, Pantheon is not known for his fast clearing potential.
Yeah.
He's known for his ganking prowess and team fight potential, especially at level 6.
See when he gets himself there. Dyrus actually going to be defending the turret with the odd one. So this is one of the first 2-on-2 lanes I've seen for a while. Jungler top laner defending against Yellow Pete and Crepo.
I imagine Lee Sin Pantheon has tremendous actual kill potential against this Morgana lane. Yes, Black Shield can block some of the CC, but it's not going to block any of the damage. But Dyrus or Odd One throw down.
Yeah, okay, so Inox stuck in this one. You got Snoopy actually showing up late to the party. He's actually just killing the white camp for himself. Of course, Inox is level 3. He's throwing javelins from the back line. Like, he's not going to get turret dive. They see where the odd one is, so a very different early game setup, but Snoopy does eventually show to defend this turret.
Yeah, let's track here. This is going to really open up the mid lane as well as these teams try and shove down. Since the junglers are completely shown in their lanes, I actually don't think the turrets are going to get pushed too easily since it is just a straight up 2v2. This means Bjergsen gets to shove as much as he wants against Pobelter with that Doran's Ring advantage he got from the first blood.
Absolutely. So, see what pans out here for these guys. Pobelter chilling still in the mid lane. 6 minion deficit though, plus the kill and assist that Bjergsen got. That's a bit of a lead here. Looks like Dyrus is alone now to defend this turret. At level 4, they decide, you know what? You're strong enough to defend against Yellow Pete and Crepo. Attack speed goes off onto Caitlyn, and I mean, Dyrus is taking some decent damage. Gets a Dark Bind into the face. The trap does actually hit the Ignite there as well. He does not have Flash, keep in mind. The shield comes out. Dyrus lives.
Wow. He has 2 ranks in his W here for defensive capabilities, and it ends up saving his life on Lee Sin. Oh man, that EG's going to want that one back. And he teleports back. It doesn't even wait till he heals to full.
He's close enough.
Yeah, he's Lee Sin. He's got health potions.
It's going to be fine. Level 4 on everyone here in the bottom lane. Right here, Odd One still on defensive duties. Wards over the brush. As you back off, Dyrus going to get some free farm here. 23 to 14 minions among these separated top laners here. Dyrus having the better start of this one. Double Doran's Blade for himself versus the double Doran's Ring of Inox.
There's a lot of doubles in this game.
Yeah.
Look at all the double Dorans, double Longsword, double Doran.
Double buffs have fallen off at least.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got that going for him.
Yep.
Ooh.
Crepo. Oh, Javelin. Spear Toss. He's okay. Level 5 though for Dyrus and the Odd One now though. They do have the lead here. EG force play defensively. Flash up in about 30 seconds for Dyrus. The same for the Odd One.
What a weird laning phase we've seen here. Just straight up 2v2s in the top and the bottom lane.
And this is the kind of
turrets alive.
Yeah, it's the kind of situation where your instincts in the game pay off more than normal. You don't practice this type of situation that much.
Exactly, especially TSM.
Yeah.
Since they were so focused on the laning phase early. This last week, though, they must have done more preparation here. Because really, even though it's this weird laning phase, TSM's coming out on top in every single one of them.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Every single one down the line. Snoopy again trying to defend this one with Inox. So this turret going to be losing health fairly rapidly. Crepo.
He doesn't want to get baited. Crepo could always flash back and then hit him with the binding before he escapes, but he is playing a very risky game.
They're taking a bit of damage, but just sustaining. He's now got 3 points in Safeguard. Iron Will lands another Q.
He's keeping his eyes on Crepo.
Yep.
Even though he can't see.
Yeah, it's fine. Sonar working out well for him. Pobelter hits level 6. Pops the ulti. You'd already used one of them.
Yeah. So Bjergsen really bullying Pobelter, and there's no jungle help coming for him because Snoopy's been trapped up in that top lane with Wild Turtleneck Special. They draw first turret. Great start by TSM across the board.
Yep, down goes top lane turret 8 minutes in, and just the standard, well, non-standard 2v2, I should say. Dyrus hits level 6. Yellow Pete is now without his support as Crepo goes back to buy. Gonna grab an early sight stone here on Morgana, likely the similar situation here for Special. As he recalls back, and Dyrus a further and further lead here, 49 to 27 minions between the two top laners.
Yeah, I mean, the level 1 engagement was very important for TSM. But at the same time, when they exited out of that, The real advantage that really showed through was an extra Doran's ring onto Bjergsen. Like, it really wasn't too substantial in that. The rest of the advantages have been gained by just TSM's good 2v2 laning, so to speak. It wasn't the typical 2v2s you're going to see, but this is the type of controlled, non-rushed objective games the TSM excels in. They were able to kind of adapt to the lane swapping by sending their AD carry and support up top, but then still coming out on top. The hold by Darius' Lee Sin, maxing his Safeguard and Iron Will first to keep himself alive, and it's keeping TSM very controlled in this game.
And now we'll see how the duel pans out there. Inox and Dyrus now show up in the same lane. Small minion lead for Darius, but even more when he gets rid of these guys under the turret. The Safeguard actually really blocking most of the damage coming out from Javelin so far. Inox does not have much AP yet. And I want to see who ends up starting to really push down in this matchup and get the lead. Level 4 now for Lee Sin. Snoopy spotted by the Odd One, pops the ulti, goes in for Bjergsen. Some good damage coming through. Can they land the charm? The flash comes in. He charms the Odd One. Pobelter gets out. Snoopy flashing in. Here comes Inox as well. The damage comes through. Inox gets the kill onto the Odd One. Does Dyrus want this one? He does. Q's in, looks for Snoopy, finds some damage here. He's got to watch out for the kick. The charm comes in. He jumps away. The Safeguard keeps Dyrus alive. Javelin's a minion.
A really late teleport by Dyrus there. Inox's teleport is what grants the kill, and then Dyrus' teleport just about gets himself killed. So some power plays here from EG. Let's see if they can make anything happen. Bjergsen's a great wave clearer on Syndra.
1800 minion lead, or sorry, 1800 gold lead, I should say. Bjergsen does not have the ulti available. Could wave clear maybe a little bit. Dyrus does not find the opening. Snoopy gets stunned up. A slow comes in as well. Just going to be the rest of the wave clear in the back out right here.
Yeah. So nice set of plays there by EG. Coming in at the same time. The stealth timing by Snoopy on that gank was critical, so they couldn't just burst him down. Bjergsen's still up fairly heavily in farm. Just the jungler ended up dropping right there. Now they push down since EG has just backed.
Yeah, and EG not able to defend this turret whatsoever. And Inox very far away from what Ziggs can do. He can throw a javelin and kill one minion. Ziggs usually kills the whole wave, but not a champion here picked up for Evil Geniuses, so those pushes work successfully. TSM 2-0 on turrets. And I know you talk about you know, how well TSM's been doing, getting the control over the map, taking away turrets. They're controlling Dragon now as well. EG not able to defend. EG hasn't gotten more than 2 turrets a game against TSM. They average out to very, very few objectives.
And I also need to point out how even though EG picked the Caitlyn and had Caitlyn Morgana in the 2v1 lane, they were never able to get that bottom lane turret early on. So until maybe now, because they just got the Dragon and back, that bottom lane turret is finally going to fall. That is a failure as far as bottom lane is concerned if you're picking that Caitlyn. TSM countered pretty well, and now they're going to try and kill him for getting that turret.
Here he comes, man drops right onto Yellow Pete. The Black Shield comes in. Krepo's in an okay spot. Onto a trap he goes. The outplay by Evil Geniuses, Krepo and Yellow Pete.
The timing of that Dark Binding by Krepo, absolutely great. So making up for not pushing down the turret by getting a return kill onto the Odd One. What else can they make of it?
Oh, it's just going to be the retreat so far. Inox just trading blows with Dyrus. Honestly, it's going to be Snoopy coming back into the bottom lane, but they're fearful.
Odd One jumped into a bad situation right there. He went early to defend the turret. Let's see if EG can get the turret back, because they still want to get this. They need to get some of their global gold back.
See what they can find. Snoopy looking for poke. Red buff onto the jungler. Some good wave clear early from Wild Turtle. No minions left, really. And EG just cannot push this turret down. I gotta say,
much emphasis on this turret as well.
Yeah, but a 12-minute Bloodthirster for Wild Turtle is going to give him such a power spike over Yellow Pete.
Yeah.
That really, you just can't fight that Lucian, especially when you have to worry about the threat of a hook.
Yeah, and I mean, Pete's sitting on 1,600 gold right now, but he doesn't want it back until this is over, until his turret's down.
He needs 50 more anyway. Here comes the push. The turret almost down. Black Shield comes in, keeps him safe. Lantern comes down. Yellow Pete with a good slow binding. Does not hit. They're still looking for this one. TSM ready to play aggressive. Pobelter gets stunned up. There comes the ulti as well. Huge damage comes through. The charm misses. Down goes Pobelter. Good trap there by Bjergsen.
Absolutely. He knew when he was going to want to roam down. And also, Pobelter was already playing without his turret, which made it much harder for him to control vision around that area. Nice catch by Bjergsen Syndra. He might get out of control.
He absolutely might right here. Wave clear coming in for EG, but this turret's still down to half health. Yellow Pete was forced to blow his flash off screen, I'm guessing by hook attempt by X-Special, so EG playing a bit with fire. And Snoopy, for most of this game, has been camping by one of his side laners trying to keep their turrets alive.
That's not the ideal way to play Kha'Zix either. He needs to be in lanes, using his ultimate to stealth, and forcing flashes, creating pressure on the map. He has just been the stopgap, really, for EG as their lanes are falling behind. He is almost a no-farm Kha'Zix right here, as they are the ones who lose their bottom turret as well. All 3 outer turrets down for TSM.
Well done by TSM. This is the kind of thing you would actually kind of want like a Nasus jungle for. Somebody who can just kind of show up, help wave clear, keep things alive.
True.
He's basically playing Kha'Zix like Nasus here with, you know, low gank threat, low damage overall. Hopefully for Snoopy's sake, he can get himself back into this game.
We're going to have to do it soon.
Yeah, but low items all around, really. Bloodthirster just now done. 14 minutes, not a bad clip for BT, but no boots for Yellow Pete. Sightstone tier 2 GP10, pretty standard here. Inox still not even close to an Athene's. Lizard Elder not even close to done here for Snoopy either. No big items are done, whereas most of TSM has their first sort of big completed item.
Yeah, big item thresholds coming in for TSM. Everyone on EG is kind of in survival mode right now. It's been the story of the year for EG here. They fall behind in the early game, and then their strategic savvy can't save them. They got outplayed, actually, strategically early on in this game, too, so they didn't have that going for them this game. It's just been a rough match. Winning this is really winning every game this week is of the utmost importance for EG, because they are really, you know, even though they're statistically not out of the playoffs, they would have to go 4-0, and Coast would have to go 0-4. They are really competing with XGG here.
Yeah.
The 8th place seed is most likely going to face LMQ, who is widely regarded as the best challenger team in North America, and they just don't want to do that. So every single game EG plays here, they probably just need a couple of victories if they want to be able to pass each other. Although it may just end up coming down to that very last game of the regular season where EG plays XDG.
And we'll see. These guys can do it this one. Binding, fishing for a bit of damage. They're not quite going to find that. Evil Genius is looking for their next opening here. Only level 8 on Snoopy. 15, almost 16 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Mid laner's 11 here for Bjergsen. Interestingly enough, Dyrus actually holds a level deficit under Inox. 10 on Nidalee, 9 on Lee Sin. I gotta say, that is one lane that's actually starting to go more and more in EG's favor. Minion lead used to be gigantic in Dyrus' favor. Yeah. Inox is doing well in the 1v1.
Inox has proven time and again that he's very good at the squishy top laners. The level advantage has evened out here, but EG is trying to take advantage of the one thing that is at least even for them in this game. If Snoopy and Inox can pull off a successful gank on a Dyrus here, they might be able to swing some momentum in the top lane.
Well, Dyrus has his Tiamat done. He's got plenty of points in the safeguard shield, but he's in a wave clear. Snoopy lying in wait.
One of the nice things about Lee Sin too with the Tiamat, because he has the lifesteal and spell vamp on his Iron Will, he can actually heal up doing the double golems, which relieves a lot of pressure for him.
He's seeing 29 health per attack.
Yeah.
Even more when safeguard's on. Yep. Well, here we go. This could be the attempted turret push. Snoopy waiting around the entire time for this one. Dyrus, he'll go in for the wave clear. This is going to extend him.
I don't think they have the burst to realistically take him down. They're going to try something, though. Where's the Kha'Zix?
Forces the Q coming in. There we go. The damage in from Snoopy. Dyrus does have flash, does have kick. Finds it onto Snoopy. The flash away. Inox flashing forward. The safeguard shield is on. Inox, one turret hit from dead. Finds the javelin. Snoopy flash Q takes him down. EG working for that kill.
Yeah.
See if they can get the turret.
It was a really intelligent bait, though, by EG there, because they would not have been able to get that unless Dyrus was tricked into thinking he could get a kill. They kept him interested. They get the kill and the turret, but TSM pushing the other side of the map.
Looks like there's not much wave clear right now for Evil Geniuses. The puddle, the dark binding, maybe doing something for this one. The binding only going to hit a minion right here. The hook, ooh, nearly hits Yellow Pete there. Kind of scratched his nose with that one.
Yeah, Dragon is up as well. Hook. Nobody saw. The camera was elsewhere.
Yep.
Don't worry about that.
More like mild turtle. Play like that. Taking away the double golem. Swirly green awesomeness. The hook landing comes in. Otto going to help take the dragon down. TSM still playing the objectives quite nicely. Even in kills, I got to say 3 and 3 in champion kills. But you're seeing a massive gold lead for TSM. They're playing the map better. They're farming minions better. Playing League of Legends better. Yellow Pete not in the best spot. Culling is going to dodge part of it here. He'll be okay.
Well, at least he pushed him out of lane the instant he got back, so Wild Turtle can continue to try and pull ahead of Yellow Pete. And that whole series of events, that just happened. Even though Dyrus did die in the top lane, TSM got more out of the overall exchange. They got the turret and the dragon, and that makes up for Dyrus' death.
We'll see if EG can capitalize on the fact that Inox is doing well for himself. The rest of the lane's unfortunately a little bit behind. Phantom Dance are going to be coming soon-ish for Yellow Pete. He started on that build. Looks like Last Whisper going to be the pickup for Wild Turtle in the near future. Ravenous Hydra done for Dyrus. Still pretty squishy overall. His skill order, by the way, I know we said he was maxing W first.
Imagine he would have went for E second.
Yep. 5 points W, 3 points E.
Tempest / Cripple.
Yes.
Lee Sin having to have 2 names for all of his abilities.
They're 2 spells.
Difficult. It's true.
His ulti and passive only have 1 name.
Also true.
Yep. Poking holes in your arguments, chat.
Outsmarted.
I'm just... Yeah. I mean, I'm the guy who makes the spotlights. How would I not know the ability names?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Quick, tell me Poppy's passive.
Nope.
I would have been really impressed if you had that one.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
I think everyone can agree with that one. I feel like I used to know it.
I'm sure. I think all of us know it at one point.
She's the Iron Ambassador.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what?
Do you have
I do
it?
know it. Valiant Fighter.
Nice.
Yep.
I have no way of knowing if someone told you that or not.
The world will never know.
Yeah.
Crepo, Snoopy, chillin' in their own jungle. Binding. Ooh, almost hits Bjergsen in the back of the head. He's going to be okay with this one. Pelpelter, level 12. Still no Death by our Grasp 20 minutes in. Bjergsen's got 2 completed items already.
Yeah. And he went for Void Staff, too. Syndra has pretty darn high base damage at this point in the game. And because he went for Void Staff and Sorcerer's Shoes at this point in the game, just the way Magic Penetration stacks, doing the percentage penetration first and then the flat penetration, he can blow up pretty much anyone. If he catches Pobelter again, he won't even have to land spells afterwards. He'll just get him with the 1 combo.
Yeah. Something to be afraid of here, Pobelter. Can he play around the stun? Can he dodge the skill shots? Everything but the ultimate. See what they can do with this one. EG grouping towards the mid lane. All 5 are actually around here. Wild Turtle is not there, nor is Dyrus. They're going to push in with just 1 minion there. Not exactly backdooring it, but their champions are taking the damage there. They take it down. A little bit of gold back to EG's pockets.
Yeah, so they're able to get 1 turret back, as you say, pretty important. Double null magic onto Snoopy, just trying to make up for being far behind in this game. Really going to have to rely on the catch potential of his solo laners. But Inox is pretty distracted by Dyrus. He can't keep up with the shove of this Ravenous Hydra Lee Sin. And because of the Spectre's Cowl with the Ravenous Hydra, there's no way Inox pushes Dyrus out of the lane.
Good outplay by Dyrus.
Yep.
Saw another one coming in. I'm glad Inox didn't let Cougar Form jump the wall and try to take it, because that would just be ridiculously aggressive. It's one thing I've noticed. I'm like, why aren't I as good as LCS players? And it's like, they don't try really hard to do really dumb things. They won't jump over the wall to kill a white, because it's just not worth it.
Yeah. But it's so tempting.
I know.
Sometimes.
I would have done it and died to Dyrus.
Yeah.
I am worse than Inox at this game. Well, Zhonya's Hourglass, the next pickup for Inox here. Says, you know, Odd1 and Dyrus are going to threaten me a little bit. Finding, well, a lot of these get dodged. Crepo's just barely missing these bindings.
Well, the longer Morgana has made it in competitive play, the more trained these guys get at dodging Dark Binding. We hadn't seen Morgana for a really long time, so when support Morgana started coming in as kind of the counter to the hard engaged supports like Thresh and Leona, the bindings were landing left and right. But I honestly feel like the more we've seen of Morgana, and the more these LCS teams have seen of Morgana, the better they are at dodging the Dark Bindings.
Yeah, I think so as well. You just get used to the ranges, you get used to the widths, and you're like, right, this'll get away from it.
Yep.
I can't hug the wall in this case. Okay, and then yeah, you kind of figure it works. Pobelter helping to bring Ahri back as well. Someone we see a lot last season, not as much here. Flash binding, flash by Bjergsen.
Yeah, that was one where he was trapped up against the wall.
Yep.
It's a nice tip for people with skill shots. Whenever you're throwing bindings or blitz hooks, always try and trap people against walls where they can't juke in one direction, you force them in the other. The only way for Bjergsen to dodge that was with the flash.
So both players making the correct decision there. And it ends up being a trade with no kills coming through, but both of them having to play a bit more cautiously without their summoner spells up. 223 minions to Wild Turtle. Getting actually pickaxe into Phage, so starting on his way towards the Trinity Force now instead. Getting a kind of mix of stats right there. Not the most efficient, but it does give him a lot of attack damage.
Yeah.
And just the ward sweeping. TSM, you can see very aggressively trying to put wards down in the enemy territory. They're really just saying, you know, we'll take the advantage when they're there. If we see a turret, we'll take it. If we see a dragon, we'll take it. And they're just playing for ward control. And when a battle falls in their lap, they can take it.
It's actually really interesting. Wild Turtles went for a sweeper, but Dyrus hasn't, even though he has a Sightstone. Just because he probably wants an extra ward to jump to in that last situation where he can't get away and he's already burned all his Sightstone wards.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah.
or he just forgot.
One of the two. I mean, it's definitely one of the two. Yeah, it's nice to think about it in the positive suit. See if he does want that extra 5th ward in his inventory. See if he makes much use out of it right now. Dyrus happy to keep pushing it up. Honestly, as Sightstone Lee Sin, you're so tempted to put wards down just to have wards. You do run out of trick wards really quickly. There's actually plenty of reason to keep the yellow trinket.
Yeah. Dragon controlled because EG was not strong enough to contest. They were trying to push mid lane in the meanwhile, but actually X Special might get something.
Oh, good black shield. Didn't hit anyway,
A lot
but
of really close skill shots. Just
safe. We're seeing Bjergsen just tossing minions around. 250 minion kills for himself. 2-0-1 still the score. Death Cap, I'm guessing, is next, although...
Yeah, I wonder. He has 2
honestly,
kills.
any of the 3 would have worked.
Yeah, you can go death. Yeah, really. Any of the needlessly large items. DFG is sometimes the choice on Syndra when people really want to just one-shot people, which Bjergsen is quite good at.
Yeah.
In general cases. But if they want more of an AoE team fighting composition, he wants to land the group stuns. Whee! Says the tweet.
Whee! Yeah,
really
that's not
fun.
as good.
Yeah.
This is way more fun.
But to finish the Bjergsen point, if he goes Death Cap, it's more about the group team fighting stats. Which might be what he wants to go for.
I think it makes sense. I feel like when you're this far ahead, you already one-shot people. Doing twice their health
Pretty
bar
close.
is not any more effective than doing 1 times their health bar.
I think Zhonya's or Rabadon's would be the smartest choice for Bjergsen right now.
Absolutely. See when he gets himself there. So far, by the way, for those who are wondering on Syndra's skill builds, you can see in the bottom left, max Q, then max E.
It's because when you E stun the ball through things, the ball damage when it's stunning is calculated by the E. Here comes initiation from TSM though.
Alright, they're looking for the fight. They disengage from Evil Geniuses. That's going to land. He flashes in for the stun. Anyway, the charm's going to land. Odd one. Not in the best spot. He goes down for the first one. Dyrus have the back lines, but maybe bit off more than he could chew. Whee! Goes away with the lantern. EG just getting the kill.
Man, right there, TSM just trying to force into an initiation that wasn't necessarily there. Flashing forward ahead of the team and just the stun from Syndra, nothing was in sync. So nice disengage there by EG. I think if TSM wants to fight EG, they should more force the objectives onto spots and force them to come at them that way, because brute forcing onto that black shield is rather difficult. Taking one more look at this one. It looked like Odd One just really wanted to get Crepo down, but the charm by Pobelter was just too much. If the rest of TSM was right behind Odd One, it would have worked great, but they just were not.
Yeah. The bind on X special I really liked, though. It helped kind of keep some of the follow-up from coming through.
Yeah.
I don't know how much TSM was relying on X special there, but it certainly didn't hurt to land that. So nice move by Crepo. And yeah, TSM, they're trying some of the sieges, not getting a lot of progress. They're still growing in gold. But
5 sweepers now for TSM.
wow. 2 sight stones. I mean, I feel like that works out pretty nicely.
Yeah. They can
gonna
just
see
put
these
it
a
down
lot.
whenever they want, yeah.
Every 12 seconds, the ward can get swept.
Upgraded sweeper on X Special as well. It's a lot of potential vision denial.
Ooh, Crepo loses the black shield in 1 combo from Bjergsen and takes some damage in the back of it.
Yeah, normally when a team buys so many sweepers, you're worried about them losing ward control, but because of the 2 sight stones, they get away with it.
Snoopy, no hook, but he's got to have to stealth and jump over the wall. But just burning regular skills for an ulti is good trade for TSM. Dyrus looking forward. Ulti comes in. See if they can find much. The net comes out, slowing the Odd One. No charm's going to land. A bit late there from Pobelter.
Yeah, EG still playing the game of cat and mouse. They're slowly losing vision control, and now they're almost forced to push through the mid lane because they have no ward control in that Baron area.
It looks like bottom outer turret finally went down. Evil Geniuses don't want to go for mid tier 2. They do want to stop the Baron attempt right here. No vision just yet. Enoch's going to sweep away, puts the trap over the wall. Is going to spot this out. Javelin onto X Special. Snoopy going to get jumped on. The jump in from Dyrus. Not going to go much of anywhere, but down goes Morgana. It's Crepo hitting the death chamber here. 5 versus 4.
Now no black shield either if there could be a forced initiation from TSM. There's no flash on the Pantheon, and that Baron is getting lower and lower. No ult on Snoopy either, so he could go down.
Down about half health, they find Snoopy there. Dyrus putting out some very good damage. Hook's going to go in, lands onto Snoopy. More damage coming through. It's still the Lee Sin on the top side. Walter forced away. Kill comes in from the Javelin, but still the Smite coming in.
They're
it's
so
gonna be
low.
gone. Bjergsen gets the damage onto Pobelter. It's going to be the pickup there for Wild Turtle. And a double kill though for Inox. They're still trying the odd one. One hit from Dead. It's going to be the trade for Bjergsen. Triple kill. Yellow Pete looks for the damage. The net, not quite enough damage. Pobelter does not land it. Flashed away after the kill. Looks like 3 versus 3 in kills. 4 versus 3 in kills. Crepo died too.
Wow, flashes exchanged after EG lost the Baron. They tried as desperately as they could to get those Baron buffs off of TSM. So a crazy amount of action. I mean, that was a really dangerous call by TSM. I think it's because they couldn't find clean initiations elsewhere. Darius actually kicks away instead of towards, so it was a 4v5 as this happens, but the Baron just gets them so low. And they split focus a little bit once again. Everyone kind of hopping over onto Snoopy. Turtle and Bjergsen taking spears. That's the biggest thing in the back here. Inox really playing this fight to the best of his ability. And then the fact that Turtle got nearly blown up by Pobelter's Ahri as well just equalized this fight. Inox isn't even a spear thrower at this point. He's just hopping all over the place in cat form. And that Baron was up in the air. Like, that was not the smite secure Baron you're so used to seeing. Really close fight. And then Pobelter actually accidentally flashes in, I believe. He's going for a killer. I think Bjergsen gets him with a Q as he flashes in.
Yeah, he's going for the flash charm. Gets hit with it. Good escape, good kill overall. And Deathcap's done now. Huge damage for Bjergsen going now for more cooldown reduction as well. That's a Fiendish Codex, so
maybe DFG's next.
Might just be DFG wanting even more damage. 5-0-1 for the Syndra of Bjergsen. 4-1-1 for Inox's Needly. Gotta say, he's still playing very well for the team. And I feel like late in the season, he's really picked it up. Like, I actually had high hopes as a player I'd followed in the Challenger scene for a while. Inox was on a couple of teams with some of my old friends. And I was expecting big things, especially from his Needle. It took him a long time to hit his stride, but very consistently, I feel like Inox is playing quite well for the team.
Yeah, I think he's probably gotten over a lot of his nerves as well. Early on in the season, you could tell he was very quiet. And even though the time that the EG players spent away because of visa issues and they didn't win any games and it was very bad for the team overall, I think it was probably good for Inox in the long run. He had that time away with no one really telling him what to do, could develop his own strategy, and now he's playing quite well on his own.
Yeah. 4-1-1 on him right here. Darius making his way back to the top lane with TSM holding a Baron buff. How aggressively will they play this one? Of course, only 2 are even holding the buff, but hey, they got it for some time. But it looks like we're still back to the methodical gameplay here. 9,000 gold puts TSM ahead. What will they do to cement this? Only 4 turrets down, meaning there's 2 tier 2 turrets available for them. But respecting the poke composition, they're taking their time with this one. Yeah,
the gold lead is continually growing for TSM. Darius isn't necessarily doing much split pushing. He's been equalized a lot by Inox. He'll need to come up with a nice initiation to really make that pick worth it in the long run. Baron is no longer an objective, so TSM might have some issues with this next initiation. They lost Baron on 3 people because they died right as they took it, and now it might end up being a bit of a lull as they try and seed this and hope X Special finds a hook. But if they don't find a clean initiation, either from a nice stun combo by Bjergsen or a nice hook by X Special, I would see this potentially lasting a while. Not this turret, but the next one.
Well, they're going to look for a top tier 2 right now that will be going down. Seeded by Evil Geniuses. There's a giant minion wave in the bottom lane right now, pushing from TSM's minions into EG's base. Javelin onto Bjergsen brings him down to half. TSM might say, you know what?
Yeah, they're going for all the others.
For it.
They're going for all the other turrets. They're playing this one as methodically as possible, since they don't necessarily have the strongest dive potential. No great tanks on their team quite yet.
Yeah.
Darius, not much armor. Odd One, starting to build towards the Randuins, but they might just die because Ahri was away.
They look for it. No one's in the range for the stun just yet. Snoopy's going to stealth out as well. Here comes the push for the hip turret. Down very low into the back lines goes Snoopy, taking a bit of punishment. There's the upgraded sweeper, though. Snoopy forced to flash away from this one. Crepo, very low on health force back.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, great move by the upgraded sweeper there by X Special. And they got a lot of the turret down. That was a very smart call by TSM to go as hard as they did right there. I think their initial plan was to actually rotate for the outer turret in the mid lane, but once they saw Pobelter was doing an extra shove in the bottom lane, they knew he wouldn't be there. And they went for the quick push.
Pobelter getting rid of the Banshee's Veil onto Darius. That's going to come back in 25 seconds, though. So no major difficulties. Remember the days where Banshee's Veil just had a cooldown, and it would just come up randomly in the middle of a fight?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm going to kill him. And then, like, Banshee just shows up, and you're like, well, guess I didn't ult him that time.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. So now, if you don't take damage from champions for 25 seconds, then it'll come back up. So it won't come back in the middle of a fight.
cleaner item now.
Yeah, I like it. And it actually works better against poke now, because it comes back up about twice as often if you are out of combat. If you can dodge through a wave, you get a Banshees for the next one. EG trying to get the farm back up. You can see their jungle is completely devoid of monsters right now. Getting as much gold and experience back into their pockets.
Baron in 1 minute 30. I think TSM is planning on taking that uncontested, or at least using it as a vehicle for them trying to end the game here. EG's been
stun on the curve with a flash engage.
Woo. It's another thing you can do.
Yep.
Just blow up the support. Now the Black Shield threat is gone, so TSM could actually initiate very cleanly if they Pantheon ultimate into the base here.
All right, there goes the second turret in the mid lane, making that all 6 turrets outside of the base are gone now. EG at 3 turrets, breaking their average record on this one. TSM at 6 and a 1 kill lead, but a very slow game overall. 34.5 in. Baron in a minute, Dragon in 2 minutes.
The fear here would be Pantheon ulting onto an Ahri charm if Pobelter timed it perfectly. If they go that aggressive, they only have 5 seconds left on Pobelter, but there's a stun, here's the ult.
Stun on a Subi, the hook lands at max range, out he goes, Dyrus shows up. Doesn't find too much, but it does get control over the area. DFG goes off onto Expecial's Thresh. Not the best target though, Inox gets hooked in, kicked in the team, pops the Zonius, Pobelter in the back line, he finds Bjergsen but trades his life for it. And out goes Inox as well, more kills picked up. These Zonius from Krepo will find a couple of stuns. Can he get away from this one? Just barely, maybe. But the culling comes out and brings him down. Yellow Pete now caught as well. Double kill for Wild Turtle, only Snoopy's alive.
And with some minions coming up the mid lane, this could actually be the game for TSM. Only 12 kills to 8, but this could be it.
See what they find. Odd1 does have the buff right there, blocking some of the turret damage. The shield there as well. In comes the minions. Turret number 1 goes down. Next is turret number 2 going to fall as well. 20 seconds until any revives. And TSM in 35.5 minutes pick up another kill. Maybe diving into the fountain. Dyrus trades his life for it, but worth it. They're going to take down the Nexus. GG TSM. Keeping up with the race.
So overall in that game, TSM's start was far superior. Much improved from last week.
Yeah.
But they didn't necessarily close the game super definitively. It was a 7-1 performance by Bjergsen, but the rest of it seemed a little slow. You can tell they're not that thrilled about this victory against TSM. A lot of work left to do for the team.
Yeah, Bjergsen though, he's happy with at least his individual performance. He and the Wild Turtle went a combined 9-1 and 8 that game. Yeah. Those two putting up big numbers in the fights. Bjergsen 7 kills. It's about the number of kills per game he needs to take that first place title. He does overtake Sneaky with that number, that little race going on.
Of course, Bjergsen has played fewer games.
Yeah.
Both his team has played 1 fewer game, and Bjergsen himself, if you add that together, 7 fewer games. But Sneaky's actually played in. TSM ovation as they walk back across the stage, as usual.
Yeah, smiles and waves though, of course. A well-deserved victory. They played it right. Very few mistakes, I think, by TSM. Couple of forced engages that went awry, but as a team played it well, especially the early game.